Now students, next topic we are going to discuss about the that is EMF. E stands for electro, M stands for motive, and F stands for force. Clear from the name only, electro means with the help of electricity we can produce motion as a force in the electrolyte or in the acid. So before starting the topic, I want to clear that keep your concentration on your inverter battery. Today we are going to charge the battery. So keep the focus or in front of your eye on the battery. So it is a battery case. We are charging the one battery only. So we have read in the earlier class, electric cell has two conductors with the suitable material kept in a appropriate electrolyte taken in a vessel, and this vessel is called as volta, okay, voltmeter we can say. The electric cell maintain the constant potential difference into conductor. These are called as electrodes. In your home there is a battery is there, so that battery we can say that is having a two electrode. In the car, in the tractor, everywhere battery is there, and it is having a two electrodes are there. One is positive and one is negative terminal are there, and it is called as electrodes also. Now, does the cell stores in the chemical energy? So name the electrolyte or liquid which we are pouring inside the battery. Some are pouring a water only, but it makes affect the battery. Name the electrolyte that is called as electrolyte which we are pouring inside in the chemical or water. That is, name the electrolyte used in the as a battery. That electrolyte name is H2SO4 dilute. That is dilute sulfuric acid. Question ICSE is asking, name the electrolyte used in the battery. That is dilute sulfuric acid. So the electrolyte in the water dissociate into two ions. One H positive become a positive ions, and SO4 becomes two negative points when they dissociate into it. The negative ions impart electron to the zinc electrode, and the positive ion goes toward the copper electrode. So the chemical action creates the difference in the concentration of the electrons. This difference in the two electrode of the, as a result, the zinc electrode acquire a negative potential. Zinc electrode acquire a negative and the copper acquire a positive potential. So the called electromotive force. Students, when the our battery is going to charge, at that time will it give out the current? No, it will not give out the current, because no current is drawn from a cell. If no current is drawn from a cell, that means the battery is going to be charged. Then the cell is in open circuit, because the all the positive charging are going inside. It is open. If it is open, then only we can pour something. If it is closed, then we cannot pour anything. So if it is open, so that means no current will come from inside. So no current is drawn from the cell is in open circuit. Then the potential difference between them, between the terminals of these are called as terminal, is called as electromotive force. The EMF of the cell is generally denoted by the symbol E, or it is called as epsilon. This is the competitive exam question. So name the SI unit of the EMF, that is epsilon. So its unit is volt. It is measured by the connecting voltmeter of high resistance, or more accurately with the potentiometer also we can use to connect it or measure it. So the EMF of the cell is defined as the energy spent per unit charge in taking a positive test charge around to complete, because when it is going to charge, all the positive charges are comes near close to this electrodes, and as we are using all the this positive charges slowly comes out of it, and all the negative charges are going inside the cell. So the work done in taking the test charge Q around the complete the cell, then EMF is equal to work done upon charge. Who will work done inside the battery? That is charge, because the current is made up by the charge. So here the epsilon, that is EMF, is work done by the charge. So formula we are having epsilon is equal to, or EMF is equal to work done upon charge. So what are the factors affecting the EMF of the cell? So first factor is the material of the electrode. If the material of the electrode is good, then it can take more time, it can charge soon, or it gives a good output to us. Electrolyte used in the cell. If we are using, instead of a dilute sulfuric acid, if we use it as a water or normal water or a simple any other water liquid, then it will not be having a long life. It is can be damaged after 1 year or 2 year or 1.5 year, like that only. So we have to use a electrolyte also in proper manner. So independent of the shape of the electrode, you know that some battery are having a very close electrode are there, some are having a far electrodes are there. So it is dependent upon the shape of the electrode, distance between the electrodes also, or amount of electrolyte used also we are using. So students, the terminal voltage in this time is not there in our syllabus. Second one is internal resistance of the cell. This is in our syllabus. Internal resistance means when we bring a new battery at our home for the inverter battery, it gives a output for a 24 hours the two fans are working, and after 2 years or 3 years the same battery is there. Now if we on the two fans, it will not continue for the 24 hours. It can only for the spend 5 to 10 hours or 6 hours it work. Why? It's so because some internal resistance are coming out which can consume the positive charges, and it does not give output 100%. So when the cell is in the closed circuit, means when it is giving out the current. When cell is closed, that means it gives out the current. When cell is open, that means cell is going to be charged. The current flows inside the cell through electrolyte due to flow of ions, while outside the cell, the external circuit, due to flow of electrons, it flows from anode to cathode. So the resistance offered by the electrolyte, inside the cell to flow the current is called internal resistance. So internal resistance is denoted by small v. It is denoted by small v. That is same formula we are having as a Ohm's law. Ohm's law symbol is formula is V is equal to IR. Here also small v is equal to I into small r. Small r means internal resistance. So a relationship between the EMF, terminal voltage, and internal resistance is important. Total resistance we are having total resistance is equal to R plus R. So I is equal to, we can start from the V is equal to IR. We can start from here. V is equal to IR or V is equal to small r. So epsilon is equal to V plus small v. This is V plus small v we are having. We can start, or we can write the here small v is equal to E minus V. This goes to this side, this become E minus V. So R is equal to, take from here R, small r is equal to V, small v upon I. Small v upon I. So small v is equal to, instead of this is small v, fill this one, that is E minus small r is equal to, small r is equal to E minus V upon I. So in this I, So fill this, take I from here, V upon R, fill this V upon R over here. So R is equal to E minus V upon V, this going to be R. Then just split it over here. Then E upon V minus V upon V into R, this become 1. So it becomes E upon V minus 1 into R. This is the relationship between EMF, terminal voltage, and internal resistance. Next, what are the factors affecting the internal resistance? Very important factors which they can ask. Mostly they have asked in the ICSE, what are the factors which are affecting the internal resistance of the cell? Number one is surface area. How the surface area of the electrode affect the internal resistance? Larger the surface area, less is the internal resistance. As the battery is having a more surface area, it has a less resistance. So distance between the electrode, more the distance, greater the internal. As the more the distance is there, that means more number of free of electrons are there, so it has a greater internal resistance also. Nature and concentration of the electrolyte, less ionic electrolyte, higher the concentration of the electrolyte, greater is the internal resistance. The temperature of the electrolyte, so higher the temperature, less is the internal resistance is there. Next one, the topic, important topic, combination. How can we combine the resistor? Two resistors, as in the starting video I have discussed about the series and parallel. So same way, how can we combine, combination of resistors? How can we combine the resistor? Into three form we can combine. One in series, second one in parallel, and third one in both, in series as well as parallel and series. In both way we can combine the resistors. So series, so these are the resistance. This is in resistance R1 and R2, and this is in parallel. We can combine R1, R2, R3. Like this we can combine in here also 3. We can write R1, R2, R3, R1, R2, R3. This is in series R1, R2 and R3, and in parallel we can combine like this R1, R2 and R3, and in parallel and series we can combine 1 in 2 in series, and rest 2, 3 we can combine them in parallel also. So these two are in series, these are in 3, 4, 5 in parallel. So this is a parallel and a series. So the formula for this series and parallel are different. First let us discuss. So as well, no need to derivate the formula for series and resistance. So in series, directly we can write R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus so on. As many as resistance are there, we can. So this is R in the foot, you can put S, R series. So formula we are having R1 plus R2 plus R3 and so on. Now next one we are having a parallel. In a parallel, RP, R parallel means RP in parallel, that is 1 upon RP we can write. It is in parallel, we can use, this is in 1 upon R parallel. So 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3 and so on, up to 1 upon R, and this number of resistors are there. So by using this one we can find out the numericals. So numericals, let me explain one numericals to you. Suppose this is the resistance, resistors are there. They ask you to find out the resistance between the P and Q. This is 2 ohm, this is also 2 ohm, 2 ohm, 2 ohm. It can be different also. Okay. So find out the resistance between the P and Q. First of all, you have to find out the resistance between in series. So give the name of R1, R2, R3, R4, R5. Always give the name first. First you give the names, then start solving the numerical. First R1 and R2 in series. R1 plus R2 in series. So R series is equal to 2 plus 2. It is 4 ohm. Then R3, R4 and R5. R3, R4, R5 in parallel. They are in parallel. So R parallel is equal to 1 upon R3 plus 1 upon R4 plus 1 upon R5. That is 1 upon 2 plus 1 upon 2 plus 1 upon 2. Take the LCM 2. So 1 plus 1 plus 1. It comes 3 upon 2. So this is 1 upon R parallel. This is 1 upon R parallel. So always here the students made mistake. Here after finding this one, you have to put it in as a parallel, reciprocal. R parallel is equal to 2 upon 3, not 3 upon 2. Reciprocal. Firstly, this is 1 upon R parallel. So now you have to find out the R parallel, that is 2 upon 3, reciprocal of that answer. Now total resistance is equal to R series plus R parallel, that is 4 plus 2 upon 3. Take the LCM, 12 plus 2 upon 3, 14 upon 3. It becomes 4.66 something ohm. This is the resistance of this sum. So related sums are there of this one. All the examples you have to find out, solve. This examples is very important, and all the examples of related to this topic you have to find out and try to solve the numericals. Numericals we will solve, and so try to solve the numericals and find out the things. Thank you.